The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, Earnestly podcast here on a Tuesday night. On the line with me, Super Bowl week here. Very strange week. I was just reminded today that the Super Bowl was coming up on Sunday. I'll say Zack Zack The Degenerate with us. This Kobe Bryant news, man, has sucked the oxygen out of the entire room when it comes to sports. That's all anybody's talking about right now is Kobe Bryant's death from Sunday.
Oh yeah, and you almost got to wonder if maybe it's too much talk right now for the rest of his family with Vanessa and his three other young girls.
What do you mean by that? Like, too much talk?
Well, I mean, all you're doing, everyone's already calling in. Anyone who knows Kobe's calling her, giving their condolences. You can't turn on the TV, essentially, without it being on the TV screen. You can't go online without it popping up. No, unless you're a child turning on Nickelodeon, it's basically going to be in your face.
Yeah.
And how much you want that being constantly projected onto you when you're got to concern yourself with your other three young girls.
Yeah. What I do know is when this news came in, her Instagram went to private immediately. So that's one, I guess, reaction. We haven't heard anything from her or the girls since the tragedy was announced on Sunday. There's been no statement from the family at all. She's been pretty much in hiding, if you want to call it that. Obviously, I mean, I can't even imagine what she's going through right now, considering that you lose your husband and your daughter in the way she did, and then you're a public figure, so obviously, even if you want to get away from it all, you really can't unless you shut everything down. And I mean, that's just, I mean, I just pray for her and her family, and I don't know, man. I couldn't even fathom what she's going through.
Yes, I've never had to deal with a tragedy like that. When I've lost someone close, I've known they were going to pass. So to lose someone suddenly, and who you've basically spent your entire adult life with,
yeah,
man, that's what makes it so heartbreaking.
And then his daughter too. On top of that, it's not just it's her.
Yeah.
It's her daughter. It's her seed of the union.
Yeah, I would kind of think that was probably more devastating than losing your husband.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I have to agree because there's an extra layer of grief there. Like if I'm not even part of the family, and I'm not even like a Kobe Bryant stan, if you will. But if I'm shaken by the whole thing, I can't even imagine being part of that family, how they're taking it. And I'm just some random dude who just happens to love basketball and appreciate his art. That's it. That was the end of the attachment to Kobe. That's it. It was nothing more than that.
Yeah.
Makes you think, man. Sometimes just appreciate your life, appreciate what you have around you, man. Every day you can, because nothing's promised. But I don't know. Like I said, we were at work today, and I was talking to you, and I was saying earlier, like I forgot for a good 2 days that the Super Bowl was this week, because it's a 2-week gap between the NFC before the championship weekend and the Super Bowl, and you have this news coming in the middle of it all, and then the Super Bowl's coming up, but no one really cares. I mean, I'm sure when we get closer to the game that people will get dialed in, but honestly, I'm not that I'm not looking forward to the game, because I am. But it's like, I don't really care right now. Like, I'll care in a couple days. So, oh well.
And for you, you're definitely a huge NBA homer.
Yeah.
Whereas I love watching the NBA, but I'm certainly a bigger fan of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And as my name goes, I am Zack The Degenerate. I really do love gambling, and so I've still stayed focused on the Super Bowl.
Well, we'll hit on that in a second. We're going to talk about prop bets for the game and, of course, our prediction of the spread. But I wanted to do this actually weeks ago, but we had a hard time scheduling time to record.
Yeah.
Every year, as everybody knows, this is a podcast for the last 8 years. Zach and I always do our over-unders for the year for NFL teams before the year starts. And only in the last couple of years we started reviewing that as of late. So we're going to look back at what we had, what teams had at the time, and what ended up happening, and reviewing all 32 teams in the NFL, their over-under wins, and where they actually ended up at according to their preseason predictions. So let's go there now with the first team on the list here. Give me 1 second. Unlock this real quick. There we go. So the first team was the Arizona Cardinals. The over-under this year was 5.5. We both went way under. Hold on, I'm actually trying to bring up the win-loss record real quick. But I think they went over that, didn't they?
I believe they did. They finished at 5.
Yeah, hold on.
They were like 5, 10, and 1.
They were definitely close. Yeah, definitely in the conversation. They had a good year, to be honest with you. They had like a nice little run in the middle of the year, and I thought they maybe go over it, but the NFC West is pretty good this year, all considering. Give me 1 second. I think you might be right, though. They went 5, 10, and 1. I'm making sure this thing pops up so I can see it. Standings. Let me see real quick. All right, here we go. Found it right here. Let's go. Give me those standings. Let's go. This computer's so old, dude. It's 11 years old now. Well, 10 years. Not 9 years old now. All right, yeah. So the Cardinals, they went. You are correct. 5, 10, and 1. So we both got it right. We went the under. But I will say this much: it was actually a lot closer. We will talk about it before the year started that they could be the worst team in football, and we were actually discussing the night the possibility of them going 0-16. They actually played much better than we thought this year. They were in a lot of games. Kyler Murray had a phenomenal rookie year, and they played in arguably the best division in football this year. So.
Oh, no doubt, and I think Kyler Murray cemented the reason for him being number 1, because I don't believe it had anything to do. Those 5 wins had anything to do with the coach.
Oh, no.
It was purely the magic inside of that kid.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. All right, the Atlanta Falcons over-under entering the year was 8.5 wins. I took the over at the time. You took the under. You got that right. Although we'll say that 7-9 record looks a lot better than how they started the year, because they started the year 1-7 as you recall. So being 7-9 actually saved Dan Quinn's job, to be honest with you. But I thought they'd be a playoff contender or something like that. But I guess the season went sideways early. They came back late, but it was way too late. The NFC was much better anyway. But yeah, I thought it'd be much better than they were this year.
Yeah, I had no confidence in that defense. I knew they had the weapons on offense, but they are a smoke and mirrors team on defense that had one nice run. Mm-hmm. And if they don't focus their entire draft on the defense coming up this year, it's gonna get even worse.
Yeah, I agree with you. And if Quinn survived this year, which obviously he did, he better pray to God that he make the playoffs next year, or he's done next year. So that's all I'm gonna say. All right, next team here was the Baltimore Ravens. They were 8 wins into the year. 8 wins is a prediction. We both had a push. Don't we feel stupid? They were 14-2 this year. Obviously disappointing end to the year in the playoffs to Tennessee, but all in all, phenomenal season for Lamar Jackson, who's going to win MVP most likely when it's announced on Saturday. Yeah, Baltimore way overkicked the coverage, man. We thought they'd be possibly good, but 14-2 good, we didn't see that coming.
No, not at all. If we were projecting a year out, we talked about it. Lamar Jackson I certainly thought he needed one more season under his belt before he would have a shot at competing for an MVP. But he was proven every doubter wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And the way in which that kid can focus, study, and prepare during the off season, it is nothing but good going forward for him.
I agree. I mean, my only concern going forward is the amount of hits he takes, obviously, and could his style be sustainable long term? That's
and I will continue to argue he was not taking that many big hits. He was sliding and running out of bounds quite often.
Well.
Now, yeah, they would use some power runs for him up through the middle of the line, but the vast majority of his improvised runs and options to the outside, he always slid or tried to get out of bounds. He wasn't trying to take a big hit like Cam Newton would or Michael Vick would.
Mm-hmm. All right. The Buffalo Bills over-under was 7.5 wins before the year started. We both went under. They got us here. They went 10-6, made the playoffs, actually, and almost won a playoff game, too. Who would have thought? Buffalo Bills, two the last 3 years in the playoffs. Pretty cool. Pretty cool time to be a Bills fan, huh?
Yeah, and that probably broke Baltimore's heart when Buffalo couldn't win that playoff game, because I think everything would have lined up differently for them.
Yeah. Well, no. Tennessee was 6 seed. Tennessee 6 seed, so wouldn't matter. Tennessee was still drawing Baltimore. Yeah, that wouldn't change anything.
Right.
That's true. But yeah, Buffalo has a lot to look forward to. I mean, if Josh Allen, can become more efficient, the tide's turning the AFC East. Tom Brady may not be there next year. It could be Buffalo's division next year going forward.
Oh, absolutely. And really, as far as that draft is concerned with Josh Allen, he's proven doubters wrong. He doesn't have the weapons that other quarterbacks do. He certainly doesn't have a possession receiver that can go down the field and high point a ball. I would say he doesn't even have a legit number one running back yet. Now, maybe in the future, Singletary will be that guy, but he didn't prove it yet.
Right. All right, the Carolina Panthers, over number was 8 wins before the year started. You and I both went over. They actually went 5-11. Cam Newton played, 2 games this year? Kyle Allen was the starter most rest of the season. They actually played well for the first couple of weeks with Kyle Allen quarterback, and then they fell apart. Ron Rivera gets fired, of course. A little shocking that it was this bad.
He looked really good for about 5 weeks, and then once they had tape on him, it was a different story.
Yeah.
But I think we would have gotten our over had Cam Newton been healthy. When you look at how bad Atlanta was.
And then Tampa was kind of but yeah.
Yeah.
True.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, absolutely. The Chicago Bears, their over-under was 9 wins. I went under, you went over. I got the under on here at 8-8. You did say, though, that they would regress a little bit, but they could be better as a team, but worse record-wise. I remember you say that on the podcast, which, they did. Well, they were worse record-wise, but also were worse because the quarterback sucks. Trubisky.
Well, I won't go that far. I watched 2 games in which that coach cost them wins. They've had 1 game to go for a game-winning field goal, and the coach intentionally chose not to try and gain a single yard. And I watched a game in which he had just come back from a shoulder injury and decided, you know what? My quarterback just came off of injury for a shoulder. I'm going to have him throw 50-plus times.
Right. Well, Matt Nagy definitely had a drawback this year. He won Coach of the Year the year before. This year, So let's see if year 3 he can improve. Trubisky, I will say about Trubisky, I'm not a fan of his, obviously, but he did play a little better at the end of the year. I will say that. Play a little better at the end of the year. Now, it's enough for him to get an extension beyond next season? That's a good question. I still think he stinks, though. That's my opinion. All right. The Cincinnati Bengals, 5.5 wins was the prediction coming to the year. We both went under, obviously, and they went way under. In fact, they were the worst team in the league this year, 2-14. They have the first pick in the draft. They're likely going to take Joe Burrow from LSU. No surprise here, Zach, with the Bengals, huh?
One, I'd like to disagree with you.
Why?
I believe the Redskins were the worst team in all of football. Now, I understand they won one more game, but had Fitzpatrick started that entire game, the Redskins would have lost. It was clear and definitive.
You mean the Dolphins?
They would have lost. Yeah. When it's Fitzpatrick versus Dwayne Haskins, the Dolphins would have won that game.
Interesting.
Whereas Cincinnati was in the ball game of quite a few games.
Yeah, they were competitive this year in spots. In spots this year, they had some really bad games, but they were competitive other games this year too. They could have had a couple more wins this season. I agree with you on that one.
They could have won the first game against Seattle.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. They actually were leading that game most of the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is. But
yes, they won the under on that, but I disagree. They were not the worst team in the league.
And they also won. They actually won. They're actually winning now because they're going to get Joe Burrow. So hey.
Yeah.
All right, the Cleveland Browns, the team with the most hype coming to the year. Their over-under number was 9. We both went over, thinking they'd be at least a wild card contender. Boy, were we wrong about that one. 6-10 was the record for them this year. They fired Freddie Kitchens, who, by the way, is now implementing New York Giants. Whatever. I don't know, man. This Browns team was weird this year. What a weird year. Go ahead. Okay, what happened? You okay,
All
Mike?
right, I'm back.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah. The car syncs up with her phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, so the Browns 6-10. Weird year for the Browns this year. All the hype.
Oh, absolutely. I bought into the hype. I'm not going to lie about it.
We both did, to some degree. So, yeah, we'll see how they turn out next year. Yeah, Kevin Stefanski's the head coach. We'll see what happens. The Dallas Cowboys, over-under was 9. I went over on this one. You went for a push. The actual record for the Cowboys was 8-8, I believe, this year. 8-8. Yep, 8-8. So you actually, we both lost here, actually.
Yeah, I would have looked a little better, but
Yeah.
we both got it wrong.
Should have been better than 8-8, in my opinion. They started year off 3-0, and then they kind of slipped a little bit. They won some games in the middle, and then they kind of played bad at the end. But it's weird because I still think their roster is the best roster in that division. I would still put them against the Eagles roster right now, when healthy.
Oh, absolutely. They're certainly the best team in the NFC East, but
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens next year. Jason Garrett, of course, got fired as a result. Well, not fired. He didn't return to the team. In other words, he was on the contract. He was on the contract anyway. They get Mike McCarthy. We'll see what happens next year. All right, the Denver Broncos over-under number is 7 coming to the year. We both pushed on the Broncos this year. Their total wins this year was 7. We got it on the nose. Must say,
yeah, they don't use a half a game.
We'll say this much though. Kind of surprising considering how bad Joe Flacco was this year. Very surprising.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to be that bad. I wasn't expecting him to be great, but
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting him to be that bad.
that's true. I think John Elway should be on the clock too. Honestly, that's in my opinion.
Right now, I don't think he should be, because from the way the season played out, it looks like they got their quarterback of the future.
Drew Lock.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of Broncos games in the year, to be honest with you, so I didn't really get to see much of him. But whatever. All right.
I know he played a lot better than Dwayne Haskins. So.
Yeah, a lot better than Joe Flacco. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. The Detroit Lions over number was 7 wins coming to the year. We both went under. The Lions, I believe, were under as well too. Make sure to confirm that. Yeah, they were pretty bad. 3-12-1.
Oh yeah.
Which is strange because they started off pretty well.
And you thought they might be halfway decent, and I tried to tell you Matt Patricia's straight garbage.
I think not bad actually. I thought they had at least 5 wins or 4 wins here. 3-12-1. Wow. What's funny too is that, well, not funny, obviously, but they lost Stafford for most of the year too, so that had a lot to do with the record as well. Because they were playing well. First half of the year, they were a better team, and it just fell apart the rest of the year. And
Stafford was the only thing saving that team because that defense was straight garbage.
Kind of shows his value to the team. Kind of shows you that. Yeah. So, all right, the Green Bay Packers over under number was 9. We both went over. We got that correct, obviously. 13-3 went to the NFC Championship game this year. As I said on the podcast all year long, I mean, you and I think agree on this too. Even though they're 13-3, they were the Final Four this year in the NFL playoffs. They never felt at any point this year like a real Super Bowl contender, and it played out in the last game.
Absolutely, and I think it proved that maybe it's time for Belichick to not be the GM anymore.
Belichick?
He can't. Wait, I'm sorry. What team are we talking about?
The Packers.
I must have misheard.
The Packers.
Packers. Okay, I thought I heard Patriots.
No.
Yeah, no. When you get to have Detroit twice a year, it makes it a little easier.
I mean, it's a competitive division, though. Minnesota was good this year. Chicago's
Minnesota
decent, so.
And Chicago was decent.
But they never felt like a team, like a Super Bowl contending team. That's all. Playoff team, I'll give you, but Super Bowl contending, nah. So
no, and that was the thing. When you can go a whole season and you get to the playoffs and no one's talking about you, that's a scary thing.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder too. Also, now Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he had an average year this year by his standards. Like, are we seeing the decline now? You think, or too soon to tell?
I definitely wouldn't say it's a decline, but I think he's trying to play to protect his stats at times. The he blows everyone away right now in the touchdown to interception ratio. He's going to be like second or third all time in completion percentage. So I feel like at this point he's kind of concerned a little bit about his legacy, and the stats are going to matter because even he knows there aren't that many Super Bowls he's going to win.
Well, that's the thing I don't understand, though. Right now, his career stops. He's a first-ballot Hall of Famer. So the legacy right now is not about stats for him. It's about Super Bowls. That doesn't make any sense to me. If his frame of mind is in that situation, like, I don't understand why he would think that way, because your legacy is defined by Super Bowls.
Well, you'll be a top quarterback, of course, but you're not going to be in the top 2 or probably not even top 3 discussion, even if he wins one.
The Hall of Fame thing, first ballot, that's a formality right at this point. That's a formality. You're like first ballot Hall of Famer. That's not. I mean, it's not even discussion.
Is he trying to be first ballot Hall of Famer, or does he want to be known as one of the greatest? And if you're not going to win 3 or 4 Super Bowls, the only way you're going to get in that conversation is your stats.
He needs one more. He needs one more Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens in years to come. All right, the Houston Texans this year over number was 8 wins. We both went over. They got the number also as well at 10-6 this year. Again, another team that never felt like a Super Bowl contender at all. They had moments, obviously. And you got Deshaun Watson, who's the Michael Jordan of what he does. But they felt. Well, that's the nickname they gave. That's the nickname.
You're using the word Michael Jordan.
Well, that's the nickname that his college coach gave him. I'm like, what do we do about that?
I don't care what his college coach gave him. That doesn't mean you say it. He is not the Michael Jordan of his sport right now.
Oh, no, I agree. No, I agree, of course. He's not the best quarterback in the league right now. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. But, I have to say this much about Houston. Without Deshaun Watson, this team's terrible. Because Bill O'Brien, who, by the way, I don't know if you saw today, he is now the new GM of the team. He got promoted to GM.
Kind of acted like the GM for like the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, now they gave him the title. So a guy who we thought maybe that could be a surprise firing now has got promoted to running the entire operation. It's I don't know.
It would take the balls to fire him, and I don't know if that organization and that owner have those kind of balls.
Let me answer that question. They don't have that kind of balls. Period. Discussion. They don't.
Because it's the same thing with, you could kind of say, Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Yeah. But we got the over, though. Obviously, made the playoffs, won a playoff game. Then they that second round game against Kansas City where they're up 24-0, and then the next thing they lose 51-20. Was it 51-28? What the hell it was? 51-31? Something to that extent. Yeah. Crazy ass game. All right. The Indianapolis Colts over under number was 7.5. I went over. You went under. Wait. Yeah. You went under.
Yes.
So I got that wrong. You got that right.
Right.
No. Yeah. Got it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, and this is coming off the Andrew Luck retirement. Shock retirement before the year started. Colts I thought they were solid this year. I thought they had a couple of things that were a lot of injuries this year, but I thought they were solid. A little bit of a disappointment at the end of the year, but they were in the playoff race up to like week 12, week 13.
No doubt. But I think when you get bombarded as a team with the news that El Captain Andrew Luck is not going to be your quarterback, I think that took the wind right out of the entire team's sails.
Right, I agree.
And I'm not saying Jacoby Brissett isn't a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. I think he's proven he is. But it's hard to win 8 games in the NFL.
Well, it's definitely a question right now being answered across the league because his GM didn't really give him a sense of security about the position going forward. So we'll see what happens there. All right, the Jacksonville Jaguars over number was 7.5 as well. I went under. You went over. Yeah, I won that one. So yeah.
How many games did they win?
6-10.
6-10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Coughlin fired. Doug Marrone retains his job as head coach. This is a team. Nick Foles was signed to come to the year, and he barely played, and then he played terrible when he played. So, I guess
he had to play 2 games. He got hurt in game 1, and they gave him 1 game after coming back from injury.
And play like shit.
How are you supposed to play?
No, I agree. No, I'm not
with
saying
2 games.
I agree, but I think it's going to be Gardner Minshew's job to lose now going forward, or at least he'll have an opportunity to actually win that job permanently next year. We'll see. Although Nick Foles, what they pay Nick Foles over this year, it'd be hard to go off that. We'll see. All right, the Kansas City Chiefs number was 10.5 wins. People went over. This was easy. They went 12-4. I told people, at some point in the middle of the year, the Chiefs became underrated because Lamar Jackson, and deservedly so, for the record, stole, took the oxygen out of the room. He was so good. The Ravens were doing what they do, and the Chiefs kind of became underrated. Mahomes was not really being talked about as much, and then the playoffs started.
Well, it became underrated because Mahomes missed 2 games.
3 games.
3 games. You sure? I thought it was 2.
It's 3. It's 3.
I thought he played 14 games this year.
Okay, then it's you're probably right then, I guess. And now they're in the Super Bowl.
I'm just going by what Trey Wingo talked about the other morning.
Is he including the playoff games too?
He has the stats wrong.
Is he playing?
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
All right. Anyway, now they're in the Super Bowl. I'm rooting for Andy Reid, of course. All right. The LA Chargers. The number was 10 come to the year. I went under. You went over. The number was way under. 5-11.
Yeah.
And we just found out yesterday that according to Jay Glazer, Phillip Rivers will not be part of their plans next year going forward. So
good. So maybe I'll get my prediction right for now on.
under.
That was the biggest mistake. Oh, I think they might win more games, but they could probably win more games with, I don't know, Dwayne Haskins at quarterback than Phillip Rivers.
Wow, that's a insult to Phillip Rivers.
Did you see how many interceptions Phillip Rivers?
Oh, he was bad this year.
Not just this year.
He was bad.
How about last year? He's been pretty bad for a while now.
All right. Anyway, LA Rams.
And that's a team. That's a team with a loaded roster.
Oh, I agree. And maybe Tom Brady goes there. Maybe. I don't know. All right. The LA Rams, 10 wins was the prediction for the number this year. We both went over on that one. We were wrong on that one. The Rams went 9-7 this year. Odd year for the team, though. Really odd year. Jared Goff was bad. This is called what it is. It was bad. I feel like that Super Bowl really fucked him up, man.
Yeah, he might be one of those quarterbacks that succeed off of play action more than his talent.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a running back that's not capable of running for half the season because he's got arthritic knees,
yeah,
it can really set you back.
Well, they're screwed because they have nothing to give. The draft picks all gone, and they've invested in all this money and all their capital's gone. So they're in a tough spot. They might still be a decent team, 10 win team, but I think their ceiling is gone.
Yeah, they could just catch a couple breaks, like a quarterback goes down the same way in which Baltimore did.
Yeah.
When you look at Pittsburgh losing their quarterback, I think it made a difference.
Right. All right. The Miami Dolphins, the over-under coming to the year was 4.5. We both went under on this one. Not only did they were they better, they actually beat this number too. They went over in it, 5-11 this year, and were very competitive at most of the year. After the first couple weeks of the season, they got very competitive.
This was the team I thought would be the absolute worst team in the league, and truly had a shot at going 0-16.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how they managed to win 5 games with almost no talent. But they did it.
Credit that coach. All right. Minnesota Vikings, over-under number was 9 this year. We both went over. I was really high on this team after the disappointment the year before. They got the number. They got 10-6. Won a playoff game. You can argue caused the biggest break of the entire playoffs by eliminating the Saints. Because the Saints were the team that many were saying were going to the Super Bowl, not San Francisco or Green Bay, whatever it may be. So Minnesota did the dirty work by eliminating the Saints in the wild card round. So hey, not a bad year for the Vikings.
No, not at all. And they are showing that they have a possible MVP candidate at running back.
Mm-hmm.
They have a quarterback, as long as he doesn't play on prime time, has a shot at winning every game.
He had a good year this year, though. I will say, I'll give him credit when credit's due, man. He had a really, really good year this season. And even in some moments was okay. Like, that playoff game against the Saints, that's a good spot. Obviously, so... But next week, of course, against the Niners, he plays like shit. So, there you go. All right. Here we go. The New England Patriots, their number was 11.5 coming to the year. We both went over. They got the over. That's not a surprise. But, man, it didn't feel like a 12-win team for the Patriots, didn't it? Oh, my God.
No. And this is one of those teams there where this proves how talented Tom Brady is. Even at 42 years old, he was carrying a team across the finish line at times with no weapons. No weapons. You essentially have a wide receiver playing running back in James White. Because they don't even attempt to run the ball most games.
Yeah. I mean, their defense was great this year, too. Give them credit for the defense as well, too. But, yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Brady,
it was historically good for half the season when they played historically bad teams.
Yeah. Brady, for all the talk about Brady not being great anymore, he's still really good. He's still a top 10 quarterback in the league right now at 42 years old. I will take that any day of the week. So that's the stat. We'll see obviously up in the air is the future of the Patriots. Will Brady be back? Will he not be back? I don't know. I was saying that that all hinges on Josh McDaniels and what he does, and obviously he didn't get hired this year by another team, so maybe he does return.
He wasn't even allowed to be interviewed. They kept him under lockdown as a insurance policy in hopes of keeping Brady.
Mm-hmm. Well, should be an interesting 2 months. Well, next month, should I say? Because we'll know sooner or later about Brady's future. All right. The New Orleans Saints. Number was 10 wins. We both went under in this one. We fucked this one up bad. They were 13-3 and probably the favorites to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC. Before Minnesota took them out in the wild card round. Again, another team that has a quarterback that's on the precipice of retirement probably. Drew Brees. I think he'll be back one more year, but who knows?
I agree with you. I believe Brees will be back for one final season. But I look at that team, and it was more about their division they were playing in and their schedule. When you look at that division and Atlanta's 1-7 for the first half of the season, Carolina's got no quarterback, and then you add in Tampa, you should beat the over. You're the only team with competent quarterback play on your roster.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. New York Giants. Over number was 6 wins. We both took the under on this one. We both were correct on that. The Giants this year were 4-12. Of course, Eli Manning retired last week. Pat Shermer gets fired. They hire Joe Judge. Who the hell that guy is? Who knows? Jason Garrett's new offensive coordinator. Another disaster season for the New York Giants. This has been a bad decade. It's funny. They started the decade winning the Super Bowl in 2011, and then they've just been like absolute shit most of the decade.
Well, I would like to say it was your quarterback that won those Super Bowls, but it really wasn't. It was your defenses, and you have nothing on defense. You were essentially as strong as Swiss cheese when trying to stop somebody.
Are you sure they ain't the worst team in football?
I'm going to say, because of how bad you are, your GM is going to do the dumbest thing in the world and probably draft a wide receiver.
Okay.
Not draft an offensive lineman, not draft somebody on defense where you need someone at every single position. You're going to do something stupid like draft a wide receiver.
What he should do is trade that pick. So that's what he should do. That's just me.
Well, yeah.
But they won't do that probably. We'll see. Okay. Next team here, New York Jets. The number this year coming to the season was 7.5 wins. We both took the under. The Jets end up winning. Let's see here. The Jets were, wow, seven wins. So we got it right by half game. The Jets were bad.
Yeah, we got it.
And that's kind of impressive.
Because, for that.
Well, and it's kind of impressive because they actually started the year pretty terribly. So to get 7 wins is pretty good.
Again, as I said, we have to thank Mono for us even getting that victory of under 7.5.
That's true. Sam Darnold's getting mono over the year. And again, the Patriots in limbo. This could be a division taking going forward. Who knows? Just saying. I'm not saying that's going to do it, but it's in play. All right. The Oakland Raiders, who are now the Las Vegas Raiders now officially. Their number was 6 wins before the year started. We both went under this one, and their number was also 7-9. We were wrong on this one, of course. I don't know. Raiders, it's going to be a strange seeing them play in Vegas next year. I'll tell you that.
I don't even know how to make out how that team wins football games.
Me too. I don't know either, and I don't even know what they're going to do going forward. Are they going to keep Derek Carr, not keep Derek Carr? There's a lot of rumors around that situation. I don't know. John Gruden, and they were pretty good this year most of the year. They actually were in contention, and then they faded out late in the year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If I'm Derek Carr, I don't sign another extension. I make sure I'm gone. If Jay Gruden's there or John Gruden's there, I want out as soon as possible. Don't even come talk to me about an extension.
Well, we'll see what happens there. We got another month of before free agency, so we'll see what happens. All right, the Philadelphia Eagles, they were 10.5 wins coming to the year. We both went over. They got the 9-7, won the division, lost in the first round of the playoffs. But I mean, they were at one point 5-7, then sinking fast, and then Carson Wentz went on a tear in December. So I guess 9-7, you should be impressed considering how the season played out.
Yeah, I'm not really that impressed when you look at their schedule to end the season. Wasn't it like play the Giants, play the Redskins, play the crappy Cowboys who were falling apart? It was like
and the Giants again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever. Pittsburgh Steelers over under was 9. We went over thinking that Big Ben would stay healthy, which he did not. He got hurt in the second game of the year, but they went 8-8. I mean, with crappy quarterback play most of the year. Give Mike Tomlin credit there. And that's all I got for you.
Yeah. They got an absolute steal of a trade with Mika Fitzpatrick from the Miami Dolphins. Mm-hmm. That just solidified their defense.
Yep.
So going forward, if Big Ben comes back healthy, I would look for them right now to compete with Baltimore for that division title.
Right. All right. The Niners, San Francisco Niners, who are in the Super Bowl, in fact, they were 8.5 wins coming to the year. We both went under on this one. We thought Garoppolo was not ready to come back healthy enough, and he looked terrible in the preseason. So there's some clues there. Boy, were we wrong. They went 13-3, and they are in the Super Bowl.
He looked terrible during the season.
No, I won't say terrible, but he was definitely not. He was an average quarterback at best.
He was not even probably top 15 at quarterback.
No,
if he was, it's because of all the injuries.
No. I'll give you that. But we went under thinking because the reason Garoppolo would not play well, but the defense. Yeah. I agree, 100%.
Oh man, that defense in the run game just stepped up, and I didn't see that coming. Mm-hmm. I never even heard of the running backs. Essentially, I knew Coleman was more of a third down back receiver out of the backfield.
Yeah.
But everybody else, I'd never heard of them.
Yeah. All right, Seattle Seahawks, 8.5 wins coming in the year. I went over. You went over as well too. We got it. 11 wins there. Russell Wilson, arguably the MVP after Lamar Jackson. Again, like the Packers, a team that I never felt was a Super Bowl team. I never thought they were that good. I thought Russell Wilson was great.
Yeah. Russell Wilson, I agree. He's absolutely great and definitely a top 3 quarterback in the league. But I think people are sleeping on their wide receiver core.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for their running backs, every one of their running backs getting injured and you having to get Marshawn Lynch off the street, I really believe they were a Super Bowl contender.
Maybe. But I mean, if they let Wilson play in Green Bay game and let him actually do his thing, they probably could have won that game because they came back and made it interesting late. All right, this is the one I take the most pride in, of course. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers under number 6.5 wins. I took the over. I told you all this is my lock of the year. You went under. They got the over at 7 wins, albeit wonky Jameis Winston. Again, this is a team that once in a while they show flashes of a team that can compete for a playoff spot, but then the very next week,
Jameis cannot compete. Winning 7 games does not say I compete for a playoff spot. Stop, Ernest.
Well, dude, there's some games. There's some games this year, like the Seattle game, they should have won. A lot of games this year they could have won. That you take 2 games, all of a sudden they're in the conversation.
And there's a lot of games they could have won if they had anyone at quarterback besides Jameis Winston.
Look at the Giants game they lost. Remember the Giants game they lost when they missed a field goal? And then the Seattle game? But it's what it is. All right, the Tennessee Titans, 7.5 wins was their total coming to the year. We both went over in that one. They obviously got that. They won, I believe, 10 games this year. Make sure I confirm that real quick. They did, won 9-7. Sorry, 9-7 this year. The Titans went to the AFC title game this year. Obviously winning in New England and in Baltimore. That's pretty damn impressive, man. Great job with the Titans this year.
Oh yeah. And I was expecting Mariota to be the guy who would finally show up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. The coach knew how to coach. He rallied his team, and he made probably the toughest call of any coach all season.
How tough can it be? How tough can it be when your name is Ryan Tannegoat? Come on. Joking, of course. Come on now. You can laugh, Zach. Come on, it's okay.
I am, man. I'm laughing.
All right, final team here. Yes, your Washington Redskins. Their number was 6.5 when the year started. Of course, you and I both went under in that one, and we were dead right on that one. 3-13 for the Washington Redskins, or the Washington football team, as people call it. What are they doing to quarterback, man? Is Haskins the future or not? What's going on?
Well, the owner wants him to be the future, so clearly he's going to at least have one more season. But I saw nothing in him that during this season that said he's an NFL caliber quarterback. Nothing. Not one game, not one quarter. I never saw it. He looks like the worst pick I've ever seen.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Alrighty. So, there's our over-unders of the year review. Here we go. Alright. So, prop bets real quick for the Super Bowl. I'm actually looking at oddshark.com for prop bets. I've been using Pavada for the last couple years, but it's just something new this year. Here's some quarterback props I'm looking at here for Super Bowl 54. Over under on Patrick Mahomes passing yards, 305.5 yards.
Oh, I'd take the over.
On a Niners defense too?
Yes.
Okay. Patrick Mahomes.
They are a passing team.
Okay. How about Garoppolo passing? This would be easy. Garoppolo passing yards over under 239.5 yards.
Give me the under. Give me the and I really need to be careful because if KC gets out to an early lead, like they get the ball first, score a touchdown, and then stop San Fran on their first drive, and KC scores another, so they're up 14-0.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but that's what it's going to take.
Yeah,
because Garoppolo is not who they're going to rely on to win that game.
Jimmy G, wow, stock has fallen. All right, how about Patrick Mahomes passing touchdowns over under 2.5 touchdowns?
Well, if I'm expecting him to throw 300 yards and win the football game, he's going to throw for more than 3 touchdowns even.
What about Jimmy G passing touchdowns over under 1.5?
Ooh. I'm going to take the under. Maybe I've misread how bad he was all season and how reliant they were on their defense and run game, but I do not see a guy who hasn't done anything for his team all of a sudden coming out and being a passing god.
I'm trying to find stuff that's not related to the game so much that we had last year. I don't know why I can't find it. What do you have? Do you have your paper on you of the cool props?
Sure. Now that I'm home, I do.
Okay. Just remind me real quick.
So,
these are lame. These are all fucking lame on our chart.
Well, some of the easy ones that I love are like, will there be any score in the final 2 minutes of the first half?
I say yes.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
I feel that's an easy money game.
That's a Mahomes thing, dude. Mahomes has a knack for that kind of shit.
Oh yeah. And another one, like, here's a fun one: first quarter total points of under 13. Well, if San Fran gets the ball first, you can assume they're going to try and run the ball and eat the clock up.
Yep.
Keep the ball away from Mahomes. I would take the under. I don't know how you would go.
I'll take under as well too.
Here's a fun one. What's the uniform number of the player to score first?
Do you have a number to score first?
Will it be odd or even?
Ooh, nice one. I'll take. So let's say if you're Garoppolo and you throw a touchdown, does that count?
Seeing as it says score, you're basically looking at the jersey numbers of like the wide receivers and running
Okay,
backs.
shit. Because I was gonna say like,
Unless Garoppolo were to run it in.
because I was gonna say even because I was gonna say either Tyreek Hill at 10 or Garoppolo at 10. So I was gonna double up real quick on that one, but no.
I'd have to look at like Kelsey and Dabu Samuel and stuff like that.
Kelsey's 87, so that's even. That's an odd number. Jeez.
Yep.
I go even, dude. I go even. Just cause Tyreek Hill can blow something up. Garoppolo maybe runs it in. I don't know.
Another fun one is the longest field goal made by which team?
Ooh. Better kicker is on KC, right?
I don't know. I know who the better quarterback is. I know who has the better wide receiver.
I'll put money on San Francisco's quarterback kicker only because of the fact that he'll likely be hit more field goals from that distance because of the offensive I don't know. That's weird.
Which team will lose the first turnover? Kansas City or San Fran?
KC.
Really?
Wait. They lose the first turnover? They lose it?
Yeah, so you're talking about Mahomes throwing an interception or having a fumble?
No, I can see someone in KC fumbling the ball. I can see one of the receivers trying to make a play and fumbling the ball. Yeah. KC. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I'll double up on that one. Where's the odds update? There he goes. Bravado real quick. I'm trying to find the one from last year we used to do, like the stupid little national anthem ones and stuff. I don't know why I can't find it this year. It's weird. Because Demi Lovato's doing it this year. Party prop sheet. Right, over under is 54.5. Let me see here. Yes, we're still recording the podcast while we're doing this. What's our party prop sheet real quick? There it is, right there. Hold on, right there. We'll do some 21s at you real quick. They've been done the last couple of years. Any other ones you got?
None really that are fun. Only I have like which wide receiver outdoes which wide receiver, but I think my bookie took a beating on that last year, so they've altered their props.
All right, here's a couple cool ones here. How long will it take Demi Lovato to sing the national anthem? Over under 2 minutes and 4 seconds. I'll go under.
Yeah, I'll take under.
She's too young.
You essentially need an opera singer to get an over like that.
Right. Coin toss, heads or tails?
Oh, I always go tails.
Who wins it?
Who wins the coin toss?
Yeah.
I'm praying it's Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go through some of these random ones real quick. This is pretty cool. Which coach we mentioned first on TV? Kyle Shanahan or Andy Reid? I say Andy Reid.
Oh, absolutely. Not only will he be mentioned first, he'll be mentioned most often.
Mm-hmm.
He
Oh, God.
bring up his history.
Yeah. Here's a great one. Which commercial will appear first? Donald Trump or Michael Bloomberg?
Oh, Michael Bloomberg. He's paying big money to go first.
Yeah. Let's see. That's not a good one. Total points scored in the first half, over under 26.5. I might go over.
Over.
I'm going over that one.
Well, I love the over in the game, so.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm going to take the over, and if Kansas City, I would assume Kansas City probably puts up 14 points in just the second quarter.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Will.
They are a second and third quarter team. They love to get out. Once they start scoring, they score.
Oh, here's a good one here. Will A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, be shown during the halftime show? I say no.
Sadly, yes.
I don't think so. For what reason? Why would
J-Lo's performing, right?
No, yeah, but still, why would they want to show him? I mean, what reason?
It's on Fox?
I don't know. I say no, but I'll be wrong. Will Tyreek Hill score a touchdown? I say yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think I have two, actually.
Oh, yeah. I think that's one of the easiest ones to bet.
My son's awake. This is great. It's okay. Will Jimmy G throw an interception? I say yes.
Oh, yes. I got a fun one for you.
Go ahead.
Will they mention Andy Reid's kick pass punt photo?
No. Well,
no.
It's Fox. It's Fox. Yes. It's Joe Buck. He's a jerk. He'll do it.
They love bringing that up. I say it's a guarantee they show it. I feel like every time Andy Reid's on TV, they have to show it.
Let's do one more. Hold on, my son's here. Come on, buddy. You crying? Come here. It's okay. We're doing prop bets, man. It's okay. Do prop bets. Okay. Let's do two more here. Here I have. Who will have more receptions? This is a good one, actually. Who will have more receptions? Travis Kelce or George Kittle? I say Kelce because of the nature of the offense.
Ooh, and I would go Kittle.
Why?
More reliable on that team.
That's a good point.
Like, there is so much more that goes to him.
And finally, and I guess, who wins Super Bowl?
KC, baby.
And
KC.
You think KC cover 1.5 points?
Well, yeah, it's 1.5, so
yeah,
there's no way I see this being close.
I will say this
if
myself.
KC gets up early, it's going to be a nasty beatdown.
I hope so. That being said, my safe bet, as we do every week on the podcast, is the over at 54.5 because I'm still kind of my heart says KC, my head says San Francisco. I don't know why. I'm hoping KC wins the game, obviously, but the safe bet for me is taking the over at 54.5.
Totally agree. I love the over.
Yep. Anyway, Zach, thank you as always. Enjoy the game.
Well, I will, man. I just found out I won't have to work during it, so I'm happy.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Yeah, this is the first time in 2 years I'm not working for the Super Bowl, which is great, so I'm happy. Thank God. I didn't enjoy that a couple of years, even though the game sucked, but still.
Yeah, especially last year's.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, Zachary, thank you as always. We'll talk soon.
All right, man.
All right, buddy. You got it later, man.